Hey Taurus, this is Illum Astrology with your July 2018 Astro Weather Forecast. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Thanks so much for listening. This month is going to be really awesome because we have Jupiter finally turning direct. And we all love Jupiter. Jupiter is about abundance, luck, and fortune. And since it's going to be moving in direct motion, beginning on the 10th, it's going to be really positive for all of us. We'll start seeing the benefits again. It's going to be real exciting. I'll talk more about it as we get into it further. But the other additional things we have going on this month is there is a new moon in Cancer that's happening on the 12th. And on this day, there is also going to be a partial solar eclipse. It's going to be opposing Pluto. But there's also a grand trine between Saturn, Uranus, and Venus. So this is a very fortunate day on the 12th. There's going to be a lot. The eclipse definitely is going to make us let go of something, open up new doors for other things. Then we're going to have a full moon at the end of the month on the 27th in the sign of Aquarius. So for the month, for you guys, you've been having Venus transiting through the sign of Leo. And Venus will be changing signs into Virgo, and that will be on the 9th. So on the 9th, Venus will move into Virgo, which will be occupying your 5th house of fun, love, self-expression, and creativity. So far, the first part of the month, it will be transiting your 4th house of home and family, making your relationships within the home, improvements, self-improvements in the home, improvements within the home, improvements within the family, all of that for the first part. And then the second part of actually beginning on the 9th, you guys are going to be in for a load of fun when Venus transits your 5th house of fun. Now, it's not only fun, it's also creative self-expression, love, and romance. So usually there's a big pickup in the amount of opportunities you have for fun, meaning you get invited to parties, you get invited to events, your friends want to spend more time with you. It's summertime, a lot of pool parties, stuff like that is definitely on the horizon for you guys. It's really good for love and romance, for meeting a new partner. Jupiter is retrograde, but on the 10th will be moving direct, and that will be resuming back in your 7th house of partnerships, marriage, and business partnerships as well. So this month is going to be really good for you guys in terms of love, romance, and relationships. Also in terms of solidifying new partnerships as far as business is concerned. For those of you married or those of you looking to get married, you can pop the question or get proposed to, or perhaps get married for those of you that have already gotten engaged. Some of you may have already gotten married with Jupiter transiting your 7th house of partnerships, but this will all be different for all of you because of the fact that you each have your sun sign at different degrees and your ascendant sign. And in order to find out more specifically for you, you do need a personal reading because of the fact that the degrees are different for everyone, along with where your planets are within your chart. So some of you might be feeling this sooner, some might be getting this later, and some of you might be blocked from it completely with Saturn. It all depends, or Pluto interfering in it. It all depends on what planets you have in each of the signs and what aspects are being made to them. But these are general, and the general overview is looking really good. Now, the new moon always ends something and begins something new, brings new opportunities, new energy into that particular area of your life. The new moon will be happening on the 12th in the sign of Cancer, which is your 3rd house. And this has to do with communication, local travel, writing, speaking, all of that stuff, along with siblings, along with local neighborhood, your neighbors. Having a new moon there can point to losing a neighbor moving out. Perhaps you spending more time in your local neighborhood, going around places, spending more time with siblings. Perhaps some of you might even have a falling out with a sibling. Whatever it is, it's an ending and a beginning in the house of communications. Now, this could also be for driving, and because it also has to do with transportation. So some of you might buy a new car. Some of you might end a lease, open up a new lease. Whatever's going to happen in that area, You can purchase a new car. You can end a lease and get a new car. You can, buy new technology. Some of you might have technology break down. That's another thing that's going on this month because we are going to have Mercury turn retrograde also. So there's a lot of stuff going on this month. And for you guys, the focus is really heavily on relationships and later on in the month, having fun. And those of you that are single, it's the best time for you guys to find somebody and to spend more time with a partner. But you're definitely going to be invited to more creative endeavors, creative outlets, fun times, romantic times. Those of you that are in the creative arts, you can look to pick up business and expand and get new clients, new opportunities, new acting possibilities with Venus's transit through your 5th house. That is the house of creative self-expression. Now, Mars has been transiting your 10th house of career, and this is awesome because he's retrograde. Now, although Mars retrograde does slow things down and can cause some frustrations, disturbances, blockages, you might feel lethargic. It all depends. It's different for everyone in the sign of Aquarius. But it is about rethinking your plans and strategizing and making more efficient plans for the future. It is about going back, fixing things, revisiting them. And in your 10th house of career, this can be career opportunities. This can be what you want to do for a career. Mars retrograde makes you want to be more of like the art of war, strategic in your planning. There can be a lot of frustrations in career, saying you really want to find something else, you want to do something else, that's possible. Or you could be spending a lot of time at work, putting in a lot of energy there, revisiting there, starting new projects, going back to old projects, having old jobs reappear. Whatever the case is, there's a strong focus on that area with you guys. But the second half of the month, or after the 9th, when Venus changes signs into Virgo, then that's when the fun and creative times are going to begin, and really good for love. Plus you have Jupiter moving direct in your 7th house of marriage, love, and business partnerships, expanding your networks. So it's going to be a really good month for you guys. Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde do come with their own difficulties. Mercury retrograde has a lot of confusion that can come about, but it is about revisiting stuff. It is about exes coming back. It is about revisiting partnerships. And for you guys, it's in Leo, and it's going to be in your 4th house of home. So some of you might be thinking about moving. Some of you might be wanting to move into a new place. It's definitely going to bring up those things with Mercury retrograde in your 4th house of home. You do have to listen to your ascendant sign if you guys haven't already, or you don't know that, because both houses will be affected equally. But astrology really can tell you everything, a lot of details about what's going to happen specifically for you. But unfortunately, we as astrologers need your birth time in order to really get into depth about that. So these are general. Please keep that in mind. Everybody will have a different experience. If you'd like your own personal reading, you can visit my site at www.illumastrology.com and check out my readings there. But for the most part, the month looks really, really good. It is going to have some hiccups with Mars retrograde, and then later on in the month when Mercury turns retrograde on the 26th. Because just initially it's going to happen in 3 different phases. Mars as well. Mars's first retrograde phase kind of brings about some frustrations. Then things start to clear up. We start to focus more. Then we can start making serious plans about what it is we want to do. And for you guys, the focus is in career. There will be career opportunities for you to revisit. There will be business opportunities that you'll be thinking about. There will be a lot of how you present yourself to the world and how others see you that you'll be putting a lot of focus into. But you do have a lot going on. Uranus is now in your sign, really trying to bring about change, bringing out your own unique, authentic self. Some of you over the next 7 years are going to find some drastic changes within yourself happening, in terms of your image, the way you present yourself. You may want to break free, travel, do all kinds of crazy things that maybe you never did before. It's going to be definitely a very exciting energy where you're going to discover a lot of new talents. You're going to want to try new things, do new things, explore new things, all that stuff with Uranus in your sign. It's going to be really exciting. But overall, the month is going to be really cool for relationships, for having fun, for a creative self-expression, developing partnerships, finding love, enjoying your time with your partner, enjoying your time with your spouse. There's a lot of that going on for you guys with all of your relationship and fun and creative houses being activated, along with Mars retrograde in your 10th house of career. So that's about finding your place in the world. Some of you will be getting married. Some of you may have already gotten married. Some of you will be finding a new love. But for those of you that are already in a relationship, this is great. And for those of you looking for a job opportunity, now is the time to find one. With Mars retrograde in your 10th, you can definitely, even change course of the path in your life of where you want to go and where you want to be. The end of the month on the 27th, there's going to be a full moon in Aquarius that's going to be highlighting your 10th house of career also. So whatever efforts you've been putting into your career, they're going to come to illumination at the end of the month on the 27th with the full moon. It's going to be a really exciting month for you guys. Jupiter direct is really the most positive thing because finally the benefits are going to start coming in. You guys are going to be expanding your networks. You guys are going to be, spending a lot of time with friends, being social, having great relations with your partner. For those of you trying to solidify business partnerships, this is awesome energy for that. Just really being popular. I see a lot happening here for you guys. So this is really awesome. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Whatever, you guys feel about it. But thank you so much for listening. And if you would like your own personal reading, please visit my site to find out what's happening specifically for you at www.illumastrology.com. Again, thanks so much for listening, and until next time.